Hello and welcome back to XCOM 2 War of the Chosen. This is a little bit of a special episode, which I always do right at the end of the campaign, where we kind of analyse the campaign, the squads, the soldier loadouts, and go over some memories and just recall the good times, the bad times, etc, etc. So the itinerary for this one, actually I've had to write it down for goodness sake. We're going to begin with some squad analysis, so if you're really looking for some feedback on War of the Chosen, then the first part is definitely for you. Although that said, it's not the most up-to-date War of the Chosen because a few of the soldier classes are a little bit different. Mainly the hero classes, if I'm not mistaken. But the basic classes are fairly similar, with one or two exceptions. So yeah, we're going to begin by analysing all the different squads to begin with. Second, we're going to go over best in class, so we're going to be looking at individual builds for a little bit, just very briefly, and go over a few soldier awards, of course. We've got a few best in class awards to give out. Well, every class gets a best in class. And then we come over to our MVP and whatnot. And then we're going to go over the photo album for the campaign, because we took all those photos, so we might as well look through them, right? Get some good memories. And then after that, just some general feelings about War, how I feel about it, coming in as, I guess, quite an experienced XCOM player, and how I feel about it compared to the base game, and stuff like that. And then finally, it's just going to be a little montage of various moments in the campaign. Well, it's more to look cool, to be honest. It doesn't really have many highlights. There's a few highlights in there, but it's just a montage to look cool from moments of the campaign, basically. Anyway, part one, the squad analysis. So, let's begin with the big scoop, shall we? So, this was the first squad we formed. And actually, before we do that, how many missions were they on? 30 missions, minus 2, I think. No, after 7 missions was when they formed, so actually 23 missions, really, when Spoon was actually an officer. They did run a few before he was an officer together. That said, it was probably just would have been you two, maybe Kurt and Expendable. You 4 worked together quite early on. In fact, you 5, maybe. Yeah, this squad did what they needed to do very well. And they ran very sort of high pressure missions when it came to the timer. So if it was a timed mission, such as a timed hack mission, we had Carlson in there to do a remote hack. Generally speaking, I made sure the entire squad had pretty good mobility. We even had sniper support through the form of Snapshot through Scott here. And really, these were the core 5. Let's not beat about the bush here. It was mainly these 5, and then we kind of added people on afterwards. They did have Dave early on, who was a gunner, who was good for shredding, but he did obviously die at some point in the campaign. So we did lack shredding. That was a big problem with this squad, hence why I've always given Spoon acid grenades here. Yeah, that's why he's always had those about, in case we've had to deal with sectopods, gatekeepers, even Andromedans, really. 4 armor they have, so yeah. The squad were really well on that. I mean, I chose not to run a very, very late mission because this squad just wouldn't have been able to cope. And that was the supply raid type mission to prevent an invasion, because they just had no way to shred enemies. Now, we saw there was I think there were sectopods and gatekeepers on that mission, if I recall, maybe. We just wouldn't have had enough to do. We just would not have had enough armor removal, as it were. So that would have been a big problem. The sort of back end of the squad here, everybody came in here late, deliberately as well, because I made sure, it was so top heavy, this squad. Everyone here was kind of filler. We did have the Templar, who his nickname is the Cow, because he grazed all the time, obviously. Moore did very well, actually. The Bishop here. He was a good little technical, because we didn't have an opener in the squad. That was the downside of this squad composition. But he did suit the mobility aspect quite well, because even though he's not very agile, yeah, mobility's only 13, he did always have an SMG, and that bumped his mobility up. And then obviously we brought in a Shinobi for scouting purposes, because that's one thing this squad did lack, was scouting. I definitely should have given out maybe Expendable Junior some, what do you call them? The freaking scanners, battle scanners, from an earlier stage, that's for sure. Really should have given him those. But yeah, the squad is very good. It's good for timed missions, good for short missions. In fact, they were the best in the entire, basically, roster at those types of missions, really. Exceptional job, really. Kurt was a funny one though, started off quite poor and he ended up being pretty good. To be honest, in all fairness, probably should have been in the MVP race now that I think about it. He's got Combat Rush, I should really give him, I think I've already given everything out. I don't really want a basic perception, I think I'll go Combat Rush and try and prioritise kills with him on the final mission. Scott as the snapshot, again that works with the mobility squad. I just emphasised mobility in this squad and that really worked, in short. So yeah, that's pretty much it with this squad. The Grenadier officer in the form of Spoon worked really well, especially in turns where we only had Spoon and then like one other person to go, which did happen, didn't it? He could use his flashbang and then potentially get some stuns, which he did get. Where's that ability? I can't bloody find it now. Sting grenades, that's it. So that was really, really clutch. And again, with a squad where you're constantly on the move, you kind of want to use your Grenadier last, I suppose. Move everyone else, and then you can kind of crowd control with your officer here. Run up, use rapid deployment, launch a sting grenade, and then possibly use a command to do something else if you wanted to. So that's why this squad really, really worked out quite well. Right, that's the big scoop really in a nutshell for you. So on to the next squad. And the next squad is the Carnivores, the ones who are going out on the final mission. All 7 of them here. We did have Keedy obviously at the end here, but she got captured. Don't worry, she'll be around in the next campaign. So again, we had a Grenadier officer heading up this one, which on the concept, for this squad was longer mission types, which, as I'm sure you can recall if you've been keeping up with the playthrough, we ran this squad on a lot of long missions. And generally speaking, I'd say that worked really well, because we kind of developed everybody's skills accordingly. There were very few one-off abilities, so it was a lot of sort of reusable, such as cyclic fire. We even went saturation fire down the end. Well, to be honest, all the gunner abilities are like that. The only thing is having a Grenadier officer, but the thing is, once you give that officer a lot of abilities, such as triple use of command, maybe even a full kit as well, you've got a lot of grenades, a lot of officer abilities, so actually, that does work. Obviously, Eagle was a bit of a cheat because he's an old-style sniper. I mean, soldier abilities here. So he had, this is an endgame ability, like Gunnery Sergeant, Master Sergeant as it is in the in Lone War, and then Alpha Mike Foxtrot. These are both end abilities, so he's pretty OP, and it showed. But not gonna lie, it was pretty damn awesome. Alright. We then also had 2 Shinobis, which is something I've never really done, but I must admit, I think I'll do more of, because it was nice being able to use one in full and have another one back for scouting. Now we've had Sammy as the designated slashy, and then Andrea being the scout. Of course, in the very first Facility Liberation mission we had, or Lib 5 mission, Andrea ended up having to come out of concealment early as Sammy was the scout, and she did a very good job of that. Shadow here has been our sort of ace up our sleeve as the super hacker of the campaign, and we've not really utilised that a lot. We've managed to get a bunch of shutdowns. Actually, we have utilised it at some clutch moments. We managed to shut down a sector pod in one mission, as well as a couple of T3 mechs, I'm sure. So that does work as just like a clutch. Right, let's shut something down. If it's something really low level, he can even take it over and we can use that as a mimic beacon. So that's why he's important. Glare buff obviously for shredding. Simple as, really. Just pure shred. A high aim gunner. Very, very high aim gunner. And we've got the superior perception. I've just given her that actually, that's why. Plus 11 aim. So she's going in the final mission, so we need good aim on her. And then of course Monster, our best Psi Operative, who does at least have Void Breath. We've kind of neglected Psi Operatives this campaign. So yeah, her as our best one is a little bit like, I mean, there's hardly anything going on down here. We've got Fuse, we've got Solace, Stasis, and Void Rift, I guess. So she's still going to be extremely useful. But yeah, this squad was meant to last for very long encounters. So yeah, it's meant to be these guys and then a bit of extra help from another squad, I guess, and that's kind of what we did. The main squad themselves, though, they did really well, and they really did suit the long style mission quite well, I think, thanks to some very high quality soldiers with good aim. These guys did all have good stats, pretty much, so that's kind of why I kept them together, which did kind of take away from other squads, potentially, you could argue. But yeah, with their abilities, a lot of cooldowns, decent squads. Double Shinobi. Interesting thing I want to play around with, maybe for something like Spoon Squad. Maybe if we get rid of like the same top 5 and then throw in 2 Shinobis could be very dangerous in that squad. I mean, really dangerous. Just some food for thought if you were doing your own playthrough. Anyway, on to the next squad. Alright, on to the Roughnecks. These guys ran a lot of missions. Actually, how many did they run? They ran 28 missions. I think they ran the most. Carnivores ran 20. First official mission after 2. So yeah, this is I guess, the squad that ran the most missions. They really did a lot of the groundwork, a lot of the dirty work. They ran very short missions, a lot of smash and grabs, because we had an officer shinobi, which is why they were very good at smash and grabs. And it mainly consisted of basically everybody. You 5 were the main 5, and then Alan came in kind of mid-campaign, and then Paul came in later, and Mr. Burns came in right at the end. And the idea was just hit them hard, hit them fast. Again, short missions was their specialty, ideally missions where they did not have to hack, so VIP extracts we had them do quite a lot. Yeah, and generally speaking, this squad was really fun when it worked well, and really difficult when we found ourselves in situations where we didn't know what to do. There was one mission in the tunnels, I remember, and we just had no way to deal with like one basics, I don't know, Advent Century. And because there's not a lot of variety in the team, other than maybe Ripper here, who can use the Ripjack to pull an enemy towards him. Flamethrower use here was awesome, really cool, lots of rockets. One way of shredding, obviously we had Hajdu for some shredding as well. Vinogradov and Polo was our sort of shotguns to the face sort of guys. They were fantastic fun to use. Both of them, really. That's why I kept using them. I sent this squad out so much because they were so much fun, to be honest. Yeah, really good, really good. Seiko eventually got Null Lance, so I guess at least we had one endgame ability. It's weird in the base game, Null Lance feels more powerful, but in Long War I would say it's a bit weak. I don't know. That's how it felt anyway. Maybe, I think everybody's health's a bit lower in the base game, including the enemy's health, obviously, of course. But I might be remembering that wrong. It's been a very long time since I played the base game, which we're going to be playing with base game enemies in the next playthrough. But obviously it's all reworked, whatnot. But that's for another video. Anyway, yeah, this squad is a lot of fun. Obviously they specialise in network towers. The you, and you. You were the main 4 for it, and it was Clot, obviously, RIP. A ranger, and that worked really well. That was the idea of this squad, is to keep those 4 together and have them do network towers. And yeah, they could have done every network tower easy. That last one we did was just a piece of cake, it really was. Something I want to do is de-armor you, because we're going to be giving all that out at some point. There we go. Yeah, good squad. Really enjoyed it. Although not very versatile. Just not very versatile. Again, short missions, perhaps a bit too much overlap with the big scoop. Maybe, I don't know. I should really have a standby specialist, I guess. I need to promote more specialists, I think. Something I need to do. But Ripper was great use early campaign. My god, he carried the campaign early on. Definitely. Yeah. Don't have a lot more in this squad. I don't think I would use this squad again. I would definitely rework it and make the network tower just a mixture of 2 squads, kind of like a best of, and then whoever's left would form the other squad, essentially. So it'd be Carpenter, and then like, I don't know, Vinogradov and the Ripper, and then Polo would have been in the other squad, like Spoon's squad, let's say, and then Kurt would come over to this squad. Do you kind of get what I mean? I think for network towers, don't base a squad on network towers. I would say that actually didn't work, really. Yeah, I wouldn't go down that approach if I did this again. Alright, on to the next squad. Alright, it's time for the Lone Rangers, who only went on 7 missions together. Of course, their claim to fame was the downed UFO, I believe it was, or the parked UFO, whatever it was. That was an exceptional performance from our snipers. And yeah, the idea was they were meant to do lots of troop columns and basically fight everything at a distance, with Aaron up front just taking the brunt of the shots, being armoured by Kirill, who would then supply him with more grenades, and he would just launch grenades, destroy cover, thus the snipers would have better shots. In concept it sounds interesting, but it just never really materialised, and again it's not very versatile. We did send them out on a destroy the relay mission, which was really dodgy because it involved the Lost as well, and those relay missions, you never know where the relay is, it could be stuck behind a building, in which case you'd be screwed. So I would say this is another squad that doesn't really work. I think instead I'd probably go for a holo targeting officer, and then another sniper, and then just go from there, really. Sapper, grenadier, scout, gunner, specialist, maybe Overwatch specialist or something, I don't know. Interesting concept, don't quite think it worked. I think the Roughnecks worked a bit better than the squad. I never sent these guys out a lot. I didn't send them out much because I didn't think the concept really worked. That's why, to be honest. Yeah, don't really have much more. Won't do the squad again. Really good fun when we did use them, but nail-biting stuff. Nail-biting stuff. Alright, on to the next squad. And it is on to the Dark Horse squad. It is the Unnamed, who are going to be the squad going out on the next mission, the penultimate mission, the Advent Relay, or the Network Tower rather. And this squad really won me over, although I never used Sakamoto. Have you even been on a mission? One mission. Kind of just going to boot you out for now. It was really these 6 pretty much every time. And then we obviously picked up a Serperative late, which really helped actually. They went on 22 missions in the end, so they did go on a lot of missions. And this squad really worked. I would definitely go down the holo target sniper route a lot more. In fact, all of my officers are pretty much going to be holo target snipers, maybe the 2 grenadiers again, so 2 snipers, 2 grenadiers, and then 1 shinobi for Network Tower. Sounds like the best way to play Long War of the Chosen, in my opinion. It worked really well. I think if we maybe substituted, I don't know, if we didn't have the Reaper, I'd go for maybe even a second gunner, like not an Overwatch style gunner, but someone who had kill zone, because I think gunners can get kill zone, and with holo target that could be a dangerous opener. Yeah, look, kill zone. At Gunnery Sergeant too, so with holo targeting you could holo target a load of things, use kill zone and just get like a guaranteed, like, you know, in your face shot, which could be very dangerous. We've got the Grenadier here for crowd control as well, which I think is a good idea. Plus it means also he can be useful even when he runs out of grenades, because of the holo targeting, so his aim will be buffed, as it were. Not to mention having a specialist, or Overwatch specialist, sorry, there obviously complements the holo targeting officer very well. Yeah, Ranger did Ranger things. She's basically Kurt Light, essentially. And of course Giggles was a monster the whole way through, with combatives and whatnot and flesh. That was awesome. And the Reaper's going to be very different in any version you play. This version of the Reaper doesn't exist, so you don't start with claymores, so you have to pick them up actually, say here, I think it is, and then you have to pick up a second claymore, because they're super OP, there's no doubt about that. You must agree after watching this, even if you have no knowledge of Long War, it was just OP as anything. Double claymore and then a shot with Giggles, and then an Overwatch here, could even go for a holo target, we could do some deadly things. And yeah, it was nice having a Serperative, obviously for stasis, because stasis is obviously the best ability. Anyway, that concludes the sort of, I guess, the squad analysis. I'd say we had 3 very good squads, one decent squad that I would rework a bit in the Roughnecks, and then the Long Rangers that I would rework completely. I'd say we just stick to just 2 snipers and still face the enemy up close. Sounds like the better approach. But just make them more, I guess, frontline friendly is the better way to put it. Anyway, the next thing we're going to be doing is doing a best of class sort of thing. So here are your best of class in every single class in Long War. Okay, and here is your best in class in each of their individual classes. I still feel like I'm missing one. Because apparently there's 7 classes, and then there's a Psi Operative. But I could have sworn there were 8 classes, but I've gone through it 3 times, and I feel like I'm missing something, but never mind. So for Best Grenadier, we are definitely going to go for Spoon. He kind of held the squad down. Really, you just can't go wrong. I mean, it's kind of interchangeable with Khan, I suppose. With the soldier abilities, going down Rapid Deployment Protector, Formidable or Blue Screen Bombs are both a good option. Because he was an officer, I went Formidable. If he wasn't an officer, I'd have gone Blue Screen. So that's what I would do in your own playthrough. I would, if they're officer, go Formidable because the extra ablative is just, like, really good. And reduced damage from explosive attacks. Hey, there's another thing. I don't know what to do with this ability here. Heat Warhead sounds like a good idea. You're always going to have plasma grenades. Pretty much. Well, I don't know. Spoon never did have plasma grenades, but we might give him plasma grenades. Sting grenades obviously go as well with the rapid deployment. Naturally, salvo, if you do have heavy grenades, you can basically launch 3 grenades in one turn, technically. If you think about it, let's say you salvo first, then you go rapid deploy, then you go salvo again, or another sting grenade. Who knows? You can do all sorts. Full kit is kind of the one you have to take, basically, at the end of the playthrough. Combat Engineer, you're exposed to do significantly greater damage to cover objects and other things on the battlefield. Aaron would have taken that. As for Ghost Grenade, a smoke grenade that causes the target ally to enter concealment. Cool. Very cool and all, but full kit though, come on. Now basically, then again, full kit is technically only 2 extra grenades, because normally you pick up Protector or Heavy Ordnance, unless you go Center Mass, in which case Ghost Grenade is better. I'm trying to think of a scenario where you would go Center Mass, maybe if they had a lot of shooty abilities down here, and you were like, you're a, shooty style Grenadier, maybe they had light 'em up or something. Down here, I don't know, or you could somehow make them an Overwatch specialist. I don't see how, but you have to have some wild abilities down here for that to work, and then you maybe go Ghost Grenade. But yeah, the Grenadier is very simple, I find, the sort of abilities you give them. You might go, instead of Rapid Deployment, you might go Sapper for one of them, as we did with Aaron, who was really awesome. I do regret not using Aaron more, because he was a lot of fun to use when we did use him. It's just, unfortunately, the missions that he was available for at times were just missions involving the Lost, and a Sapper Grenadier is not ideal in those scenarios. Okay, who is next? We've got Trojan. It's basically it's actually only between Trojan and Expendable Junior. I kind of just gave it to Trojan because he really carried the squad at times. Yeah, his squad at times. I mean, both of them were fantastic. Absolutely fantastic, to be honest. But Trojan really stood out, and also I had to give some representation to the Roughnecks, right? So if we go down the soldier class route, he was a bit of a weird mix. No, he wasn't a weird mix. He was quite logical, actually. Lightning Reflexes. We went for Trench Gun because he was part of the Network Tower squad. So Trench Gun obviously is a big one for that. Killer Instinct, you always pair it with Extra Condition. If you weren't going to do that, you might go down the Electroshock route, which, by the way, apparently Chain Lightning now sucks, and that's why I never went down this route, was because I knew going into this campaign it was not good, as in future playthroughs. It's good in this one, but I thought, I'm not going to get used to that, I'm going to go down other routes, basically. Just from watching Dorava, I just saw that in his playthrough, it doesn't really work. Anyway, yeah, Untouchable, Rapid Fire, these are pretty much gimmies, you gotta go with them. Although, no they're not, sorry, ignore what I just said. Close Encounters is a fantastic ability as well. In fact, it's very good if they're high mobility and you've not gone with the run and gun option. Let's say you slap an agility on them, or a PCS superior speed. Close Encounters, once per turn gain a bonus action after taking a standard shot with your primary weapon at an enemy within 4 tiles. Now you can definitely do that. Definitely do that if you have high mobility. So, something to think about. I just went down the very simplistic route, essentially. Shadow Strike and Trench Gun is a very beastly combo. Always got to look out for those Shadow Strikes and what you can pair them with. And Street Sweeper was obviously the one for the end game, which I don't think we ever used. Oh well, never mind. And Lone Wolf again, Network Tower, he's on his own. Extra aim and defense is always a bonus. So well done, Constantine, best in class. Then we had Andrea, very close here. It could have been her or Sammy. So Sammy loses the MVP title. Not to Andrea though. Come on to that in a moment. You've got pretty much 3 routes you can go. You can go swordy, you can go combatives, you know. This route tends to be 1, although I decided to go Shadow Step for Andrea just so that we had some flexibility. If we had a lot of Overwatches, we could move Andrea through them and then sort of do stuff around that. She's also got Fortify, which is really cool. So she's the only one with Conceal for the end mission, so that way we can reconceal her if she does get revealed, or we need to bring her out to play before the final lot of enemies. And yeah, Whirlwind, all that's really good. You could always go down the shooty route, which I've seen Darava do, and he's done it very well actually. You go Lone Wolf, Executioner. You usually pick soldiers with high combat intelligence, give them pistol abilities as well. So clutch shots, no, quick draw, lightning hands, rapid fire, hit and run. I mean, you could be taking a stupid amount of shots in one turn potentially. So the shooty route's very good if you're able to get there, but it's a big investment. Tradecraft is something I wish I could buy for everybody, just because it reduces infiltration times as well. Anyway, I'm going to leave this one there because we are running along here. Now we come on to our 2 MVPs. That's right, I couldn't decide between them. Both Bella and Igor are MVPs, so they will get the MVP tag to them going into the final mission. Both of them. Both will have MVP. MVP 1, MVP 2, I don't know how to do it. And they're just both going to be MVP, simple as. Yeah. Anyway, so best in class Gunner. Clearly it's Bella. Then again, Glebov, no, I think it was Bella. She really carried the squad early on and then still stood out at the forefront during, you know, the double sector pod scenario. Not to mention that flesh ability. Oh my goodness, when we stabbed that shield bearer that one time. Oh, that was so much fun. And then Fortify as well, so improve her defense. She's not going to be coming out on the final mission. I've decided to go with Scott, by the way. But she is going to be obviously on the next mission, just in the interest of fairness. You're on one mission, you're not on the other one. Just feels fair to do it that way. But yeah, this is a pretty standard, I guess, build. You could go suppression route, but this is the one to really do every time. You might go Cool Under Pressure and Kill Zone. That's an option, and then probably go Traverse Fire, I suppose. So this, and then down this way if you want to make them Overwatchy, which there's an argument for that if you give them a Hollow Targeting Officer, actually. That's a good argument. The problem is you have to wait a long time for multi-shot abilities. You're waiting for Traverse Fire at the end, basically, which is a bit of a problem. Then again, I guess if you get something like Deadeye early on, you might be able to quickly grab that, but 20 AP though, ugh. I just always have to pick up one of these two, but with her I've gone for both, because I'm greedy. So yeah, she just kept shooting and shredding, and occasionally stabbing, so that was Bella. Igor's not a typical sniper, so talk about sniper builds here is a bit pointless. Yeah, obviously. Let's come back to that in a moment. Carlson, specialist, so she was a medical Overwatch, priority on Overwatch, bit of field medic in there as well. Managed to get low profile in there, that's good. And then obviously we got Kill Zone, Cool Under Pressure is a must-have if they're Overwatch specs. So if you pick Sentinel, you're committing to picking Cool Under Pressure here, and basically Kill Zone as well, pretty much, and using Kill Zone, should add. Another route obviously is the Hacky route, which technically your first ability you can grab anything. The only ones you really need for the hack route are Trojan, Failsafe, and Full Override, which you don't necessarily aren't a must-have, but you might as well use it or take it and go for it at times. We never really got to, but you know, that's alright, it's alright. But yeah, the Overwatch spec really worked well. It's the first time I've really gone down some heavy Overwatch routes in my playthroughs. It's something I've always neglected, and I'm glad I did, I'll tell you that. Rescue Protocol, everyone says sucks, and I get why. It sucks if you suck. No, it sucks if... That's not true. It's great if you suck. So I'm a terrible XCOM player. So this has managed to get me out of some real pickles at times. I'm not gonna lie. It sucks if you're good. If you're good at XCOM, you won't need Rescue Protocol. You might as well go down Threat Assessment and give someone some defense and an Overwatch as well. Basically. Then again, if you have 2 Overwatches on the team, going down Threat Assessment is very good there as well. So There's another argument for threat assessment, actually. That's probably the better ability. I would take that more times than not. I think we've taken all 3 of these abilities with Specialist's campaign, but there's the one for Carlson, who's obviously been exceptional. Right, moving on to the next person. It's going to be our star technical, Alan. It wouldn't have been Alan if we still had McDonald about, but we never got to rescue him. He kind of just disappeared off the face of the earth. I think Advent might have got to him. Oh well. And you pretty much always have to go down the flamethrower route. Basically, Phosphorus sucks balls. You might go Burnout over Shredder. In fact, most of the time you would. I just went with Shredder because I wasn't sure what squad I was putting Alan in, so I wanted to give him some versatility. So, did that work out? Not really. I'd say that was a bit unnecessary. I think Burnout might have been better given the amount of times he was shot at. You could go down the rocket route, which we did with Curtis, but he obviously died very early on in the campaign. So we never really had a rocket specialist, technical, sorry. Rocket specialist technical, I guess you could say. Yeah, that's really it. Technical's pretty basic. That's kind of what I got on them. Then we've got our Psy Operative. I decided to go for Seika here, really. He just kind of did it for me. He just was really good. I think he got some really key insanities. Is it Seika? It could be Seika or... I don't know. It doesn't feel fair to give anybody... Because actually now I think about it, I'm starting to think... No, he had that really key mind control on a chrysalid. It's a very tough call. Okay, it's a very tough call because Ursula... It's kind of joint between Ursula... Actually, they all did good. There was a third one. The priest, he was also exceptional as well, so... No award for them. But before we move on, let's go on to snipers and take a look at some builds. So obviously we did have Scott. All of our snipers were brilliant. I mean, sharpshooter is one of the most critical, I guess, roles in the game. And I kind of ballsed it up because both... So in our sniper squad, we gave Long Watch to Dean, when really we should have given it to the Bandit here because she had rapid reaction. When in Overwatch, each shot you hit grants another reaction fire shot, up to a maximum of 3 shots. So we could have taken 3 Overwatch shots a turn. I mean, that's insane. That really is. That said, the crit route really works. So basically, standard route is death from above, either damn good ground or center mass. You should go center mass, really. Precision shots, argument for lone wolf if you're out in the sticks, but again, precision shot for more crits. Low profile or lone watch if you've got a good Overwatch pairing ability down here. And then you can go Deadeye, I guess. Disabling shot or Hunter's Instinct. Range get. This is probably the one I should have gone down. For her, I just went Disabling shot because she has high crit, and if you do score a crit, you get massive, like, disabling damage, essentially. They're disabled for 2 turns. So you take anything out of action for 2 turns, which is really good. And over here, you can basically just take whatever you want. I had fun with double tap, first time I've used it, and I must admit, I think it was really good. Sorry about the bump there. Yeah, well, obviously we had a holo targeting officer, which usually people go Phantom. I only didn't go with Phantom because I wanted him to be more useful and contribute to the fight. But I think I would have gone... We did end up doing that, actually, just bringing him out and taking shots instead. So... yeah. I don't know. It's an odd one, really. Holo targeting no longer ends your turn. Wow, that is kind of awesome. Because really, you're deciding the route of the sniper here. So we had every single type you could have had. We had one snapshot guy who suited Spoon Squad really well. That's the thing, you only ever really need one snapshot sniper. They do work, you've just got to use them properly. But yeah, you never need many of them. One's enough. I'd have gone with a second, I think, holo targeting officer, and the rest would have been death from above snipers, for sure. I just don't know if chain shot works. I really want to grab it and see if it works on the final mission. We could take 3 sniper shots in 1 turn. That'd be mad. Does it say? We'll not find out. I don't think I am going to do it because I've already kind of worked out how I'm going to spend the rest of my AP. Alright, anyway, that kind of concludes a little bit on best in class and best soldier builds. Again, very quick way of doing it. How about we now go over the photo album? Okay, so before we move on, there is something I have forgot to put in. I've actually finished this video, but forgot to mention at this point was who got the most kills in the campaign. Well, it turns out the winner is Kurt Lucas with 106 over the course of 36 missions. Congratulations to you, Kurt. Runner-up is actually our skirmisher Ripper, wherever the devil he is. He's probably on my screen. He's all the way up here actually, with 88, and then Eagle got 84. Now how about the I guess the Iron Man award? Who went on the most missions? Well, it turns out that award goes to Kurt with 36 missions. Maybe I should be giving Kurt a particular award and didn't. I don't know, I'm starting to rethink myself here. Anyway, Kurt went on 36 missions, Spoon went on 35, and Carlson went on 34 missions. No surprise really, those three were just basically carrying that squad for a good long time. And of course, there's one moment I really want to just put in here, and that is, I think, the most clutch moment of the playthrough. And it's by someone I will not mention again in this video, and yet they came up with the biggest moment that prevented a squad wipe. Now, a few people have done some stuff that's prevented a squad wipe, but this one definitely prevented a squad wipe, and we succeeded the mission as well. It was that pivotal a moment, and that moment actually goes to Kirill Lucky Malikov for the luckiest hack that I have ever seen, really, or one of them anyway. And that moment is this. Alright, let's begin with the main hack. Where are we doing this? Actually, that's more useful. Oh. I'm really hoping that I didn't waste a hack there. Okay, we need to manually go and open the door. This is absolutely worth a shot. Better than trying to hack that mech. Yes, 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 yes. Woo! Well done, you're on form. I mean, you're getting shot by about 3 enemies already, so oh, perfect! The mech! Alright guys, this is it. And there you have it. It's no surprise really why that that wins that one. It was a big moment. Just turned that mission right around for the Roughnecks, and they were very underprepared. From that moment onwards, I made sure that they were much better prepared, and they were going forward on missions. So yeah, anyway, on with what we were going to look at. So memorial, not quite, not yet. We're going to go and look at the the photos, starting from number 1. Do you remember this? Never forget, never forgive. Will you aid us? I didn't make that up because I pressed the wrong button, didn't I? So here everyone is looking young and yeah, just they have no idea what's coming. The aliens will no fear. It was these 5. I remember that mission actually. Yeah, look, we have he's no longer here with us, is he? Tommy, that was it. This is our first bond was Spoon and Carlson. Special offer, wow. Spoon and Carlson's delivery corpse service. Yeah, yeah. Don't mind the guy in the back. Oh, okay, we didn't kill everyone and then we left. Okay. That was a smash and grab, wasn't it, that one? The squad that should not be, but the squad that might take off. Ah, yes, when everybody decided to levitate. Yes. Breaking out of prison. That one's pretty cool. Here we go, the bond between... This is a good bond, isn't it? Between Andrea and Igor. That one's worked. We've not really used it much, but I feel like there's that right scenario where it could work. The problem is they both... If anything, Andrea would give the action to Igor, which actually, she could do 2 in 1 turn and give him another full shot. So there is... That could work, actually. Yeah, here we go. Again, it's just early mission stuff where we had no real defined squads. We got people from every squad, really. This is when Kurt missed loads of shots. Open your eyes. You might hit a shot. Everyone's like, dude, come on, man. Dave just firing a weapon. A lot of these are sort of, oh, there we go. I think we lost Curtis. Yeah, this is that mission, wasn't it? Our first fatality of the campaign, if I recall. And he did love to burn aliens, didn't he? That is true. Yeah, moving on from that. Oh, this is whenever the Roughnecks kind of formed. Throwing Sammy off the freaking building. That is rough. They go back. They've been like, they've gone on the final mission together like a couple of times. At least twice, I'm sure. That is just rude, honestly. Oh god, yeah, you two bonded. Oh no. Sorry about that. And then we lost, yeah, we lost another one, didn't we? We lost Tommy quite early on too. Burger time. Advent burger. Oh, that mission. This is the one where we had lost everywhere and we just kind of had to keep shooting. It was wild, that was. The Carnivals poster, absolutely. Default one. Vengeance for Rip Fury. That's when Paul died but didn't actually die because that was bullshit. In short. Direct us the enemy. Yeah. Actually, that's kind of cool. Okay, hello, Rebels. McDonald always went out of the Rebels, didn't he? He was always taking them on missions. Kurt bonded with Dave. Dave, that's just such a Dave face. We are the end of competent shooting. Yeah, sounds about right, that stage of the playthrough. What's all this grass here in the way? Terrible photographers. The first mission from the Lone Rangers. I remember that was in the tunnels. It was a terrible mission for the Lone Rangers. But they did very well, though. There you go, one of no text. I need to do more of that with no text, just sort of look through it. I think we'll skip through. Saw one of Kitty there. And you can see, sort of, we're still on basic armor. Got a spider suit going there at this stage now. The stench has been put out when Dave, unfortunately, left us. That's just you know, I'm just going to get rid of that. A default picture. Oh, here we go. Expend this. Expendable. Aaron Nichols. Grenades are sold out, so he's angry. Andrea Slicer Nichols about to decapitate a muton. And then Spoon when he was injured. Commander Spoon needs you because he's in the infirmary. The future is worth the fight. Whatever. Moving on. Cowardly Us. That's when they ran away from taking on anything. I think. Oh, Carnivores eat tonight. They must have killed a lot here. That was one of those. Oh, this mission was a wild one. Remember that. Hack the planet, kill the aliens. Loving Eagle's pose there. That's pretty cool. They know no fear. What? I didn't do that. I can tell you that much. Network tower conquered. There it is. Birds of prey with the pigeon. We're out of here yet. Oh, Aaron's been left out and Alan's waiting for his. It's over, Advent. Blazing Pinions in the background. Blazing Squad. Haha. Terrible. Honestly. That's pretty awful. Kill stuff. Yep, that sounds good to me. Oh, so you two you bonded then. Well, how'd you two got along with a lot of people, I guess? Vampire. That's just terrible. He looks like he's drunk. East Asia liberated. Phoenix 1, whatever. I guess we'll just move on for a bit. You can see the armor and weapons getting a bit better. The weapons don't look like they're getting that much better though. We're on mag. Bit of coil here. We're seeing some coil weapons now. That's good. Oh, and I think we lost Natsuki. I forgot to put him into the montage. Damn it. No, Natsuki, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, that was this is a mission I highly recommend people watch if you've not seen that one. That was a brilliant mission. Undertrained and overconfident. That is Bella all over. Definitely. Definitely. The only good mech is dead mech, or go home mech, you're drunk. It won't let me do the UR apostrophe RE because of the apostrophes console commands. Oh, here we go. Hang on. There it is. You know what? We can delete the previous one. Oh, no, no, no. Delete. There he is lying on the floor. I needed a nap, okay? When he got stunned and then we still saw his corpse on the floor. Yeah, this is Alan's really, really very suspect mission. The Faceless Hunts. That was a dicey one. Alright. Oh, pigeon flying through. Look at that. We've purified this place. Okay. Fair enough. That's... Let's just move on. What the fuck? Is this like an XCOM version of that film, like Ghost or something? Is it Ghost? But the pottery thing? I don't know, anyway. The perfect network tower. Only this squad can pull it off. Yeah, this is the dream team right here. We'll miss you, Clark. We will miss you. Don't get me wrong, Kurt is absolutely fine in that place, of course. Wiki Bew on the edge of your seat. Misery 6. Miserable for the aliens, that is. Bad company. Oh, looks like you two did not get along. Spoon and Sammy. Okay. The Death Star has been destroyed because the mission was called Operation Death Star, I believe. That was... Yeah. Not human, not safe. Except for pigeons. I was meant to be the other way around, but I couldn't be bothered. Why do I remember such weird details? That's, yeah, whatever. Continuing on, carnivores at work, berserkers on the meal, on the menu tonight. Just some cool photos of everyone. Sectopod killers. We killed our first sectopod, right? I think that's what happened there. Oh, bloody hell. Okay. That doesn't really look good. Ah, yes, of course. Furyk victory. I don't know. Definitely not Furyk if, given the value of the comedy that sectoid provided. And that was... Yeah, that was the passing of Twitch, wasn't it, that mission as well? With us in Season 1. Hence why Kitty's in the background there. Disappointing. Yes. The Long Rangers! They had such little mission time that they always got their own their sort of own description. Because they just rarely went out. That mission was a lot of fun. Their missions were really dicey, because if it went wrong, it probably would have been a squad wipe, in all fairness. Let the grenades fly. We had, like, what more? Do we have lots of grenades, that mission? Space crew partially reunited. They are, actually. We're just missing Meerkat, right? Them burgers be fresh by the Advent burger. Yes. Another liberation mission, walking on air. Oh, that was the one with Bella's just exploding everything. That was it. The big scoop. Good big scoop photo there. Death from above. Not really. Glass eaters. If it ain't broke, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. All the smashed windows. Look at that. You can see the windows in the background there. Ultimately, we were window smashers. Speaking of, this one through the window is pretty cool. Oh, I like that. I'm going to delete this. Go for this. Yeah. Oh, back on the road after the downed UFO mission. Over here! Alright, we're running a little bit long, so let's kind of just breeze through these. There's the Cygate. Taking back the city, another network tower. And that's pretty much it. Oh, this is the forge, right, or something. Pretty sure it was. Big scoop at it again. More recent ones, and these are the latest, the Long Rangers that we just did like last week, basically. We will defend our world, whatever the cost may be. The Unnamed. The Roughnecks. Terrible last picture from them. Yeah, pretty cool, pretty cool. I do love that, so because I saved all the pictures. I've got the ones from my previous playthrough as well. You only get in War of the Chosen. You can do the photo things. All right, so that's part 3. Part 4 was just basically general feelings about the campaign. So that's very... I don't really have much to say. I guess this screen is the best screen to talk about. You know, it's a lot more. It's horrible. It's brutal. It does not hold your hand. You've basically got to watch someone else's playthrough to be able to play it yourself, which is what I obviously did multiple times, I should point out as well. I played Lawnmower when it first came out, version, you know, the first version of it, when you stealthed a lot of missions, and then they got rid of that because it was too OP, and then they just made loads of other changes, and then one of the testers, Xavier Wins, made it so that everything got nerfed, and then it was like impossible, and then it kind of balanced it out again. I don't really know what happened. Actually, he was very good though, Xavier. I did watch his playthrough, his first one, and but the thing is, you've got to know all the little technical aspects, like how many tiles someone's going to move, and that just kind of takes the joy out of playing a game. So I've not gone off this playthrough with that sort of mentality. I do think the the Avatar project it needs to be double bar. Really, this is like what it should be. Which is why I made it like that, because I balanced it for myself. You know, I think it was unbalanced, and I also felt like I needed the extract corpses mod as well. I think you should be able to extract corpses if you didn't blow them up in a grenade. At least that's what I think anyway. Yeah, I don't really have a lot to say. Just, it's Lawnmower, you know what it is. It's horrible. The base game is much easier. I say much, yeah, it's like a tier down. So I'm playing this on Legend, like the base game on Commander, I guess would be a fair comparison. Actually, maybe even the base game on Veteran. Lawnmower's obviously so much longer. This is the longest campaign I've ever done, even just in terms of missions. The base game is normally between 60 and 70 missions, let's say 65. And this was 130 missions, so... And even then, that's potentially quite short for a Lawnmower campaign. It definitely could have been longer. My previous one was barely 100 missions, which wasn't enough. I had to cheat my way at the end there, spawning some intel. But this one I played fairly, and I got extremely lucky with it. No doubt about that. Yeah, I just feel it's just very difficult. It's so difficult, but I had so much fun with it, and honestly, I do love it. And for right now, I would say that Lawnmower of the Chosen is the quintessential way to play XCOM. Like, this is the best experience I've ever had playing XCOM. Maybe the best experience I've had playing a game, really. I've absolutely loved it. From, you know, getting really attached to the squads like you would in XCOM, and actually having benefits to keeping squads together in terms of infiltration times, bonuses to will and dodge and whatever the hell. They're all just really good. The only thing is, I kind of wish some of the timers were shorter on like training, but that's because I'm playing on Legends. But I don't know, I don't feel like they need to be that long. You've already made the enemies more difficult, like 12 days to train an officer at times, and you know. Let's see how much not that is. Who's not going out on the last mission? You two aren't. 6 is okay. That's kind of reasonable actually. But losing your officer for 10 days. Like, watch this. We can't see. Well, you know what, whatever, let's just do it anyway. 8 days. Okay, so it kind of scales up, so I guess it's fair enough. But yeah, Lawnmower's just so much fun. It really is. Anyway, I clearly have nothing else productive to say, so I think I'm just going to leave it there, really. Really, a big thank you to everyone who's somehow stuck through this video that long. I've absolutely loved this playthrough. It's been so much fun. And yeah, looking forward to, I guess, well, it's going to be sad to finish it, but at the same time, looking forward to seeing, I guess, the fruit of our labours really at work. It's the best 17 soldiers. It's going to be all of these, the top 5 here, and then all of these minus Sakamoto, and then also one of our snipers, Sokolova. So it's a big chunk of our roster we're still going to be seeing again one more time. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I don't remember doing the network tower for Lawnmower. I know it's quite different. It's basically like a normal network tower, but there's like 3 times the amount of space and, well, double the amount of enemies. So, and all you have to do is hack the end. You don't have to kill everything, you just have to hack the thing at the end. So I think that's the strategy we're going to take on that. So I've already geared up the squad, so I think it's an appropriate place to just have a quick look at the squad. It's going to be you folks. minus Sakamoto. They're all geared up and ready to go. I've got them ready. Yep, ready they are. I've allocated out AP as I see fit, although I do think giving something to you. You don't have Phantom, so giving you Covert makes no sense. We might as well go... If you did not attack, so surely if you just use Holo Target, then Deep Cover would be useful. We might as well and give you Covering Fire because we can. Can you take anything good? You've got a Smoke Grenade, Flush. You've got 20 AP. Will to Survive. Yeah, let's go with that. Alright, nice. You do seem to get shot at quite a bit, so that does help. Alright, anyway, I think I am going to leave it there. And I guess I'm just going to see this video out, oops, with a little montage of just, I don't know, just little moments from the playthrough. So, thank you very much for watching. I will see you tomorrow for the beginning of the end. See ya.